thing. We're getting close. I just saw the sign that said Park Rapids. Everyone take a deep breath. We're going to get Brett's money back.
I think
it's
we're
going to be
going the
fine.
wrong way. No, we should have been not coming into Park Rapids, but we should have been. I think something don't seem right.
All right, so what are we going to do when we get there? We're just going to run in, create some sort of diversion. I'll grab like 3 of them. You grab that piggy bank, smash it on the floor, grab a fistful of change, and then we'll be out of that place.
Now, everyone just, no, listen. We ain't going to go in forcefully. We're going to talk sensibly, follow my lead. We're going to get Brett's money back. It's going to be just fine. Peaceful.
There's some flashing red lights, and they're coming our way. I don't know. This doesn't look good.
Now listen, it's probably just an emergency call. We'll slowly pull over, they'll go by us, and then it'll be fine, and before we know it, we'll be at Jeff's place getting Brett's money back. Yeah.
Over. This doesn't look good, Bart. It's right behind us now.
It's going to happen again. No way. All right, man, you know what? This was a fool's mission from the get-go. I ain't got time to go back to prison. You suckers, you're all on your own. I'm out of here.
Oh, no.
Oh my! Oh man, this. You know, fine. I'll pull over, but man, if this is the Park Rapids Police Department, we are in a heap of trouble. Man, we ain't never gonna get Brett's money back this way. Right now, you're probably wondering, wait, I can see the FTFL studio, but where's the normal music? And I'm pretty sure in a moment Brett's going to walk into this area, but you won't be able to hear him when he's talking. Well, the no-budget FTFL weekly update has been interfered with yet again by a multi-million/billion-dollar corporation. No matter, we'll just take this one little part out and we'll roll on with the show. Now, Bart and his friends sure look like they were on a highway to hell. Highway to hell. The Park Rapids, the policeman department has intervened. It looks like I might never get that 7 cents that Jeff owes me. Bart, I hope that things turn out okay. I appreciate the willingness of Brody, Bertha, and Borgild. All of you, all season long, had my back trying to get my money. But I guess we're just going to have to wait. Just like Jeff is going to have to wait a whole long time to get his next win. But we don't want to talk about that yet. This is the final FTFL update of the 20+18 season. Oh my goodness. Since the 50th episode live, Deesum and Sid were here to help celebrate. Since then, we have crowned a new champ. We have a 3rd place champion. Of course, we had the Pizza Bowl and the Give Me One More Chance Bowl. All of that we will talk about today. And plus, an announcement from our brand new champion, Sid Hagen. And of course, Sid Hagen became the champ by beating Ryan Deesum and the old, nasty, saggy, tripping over, fumbling with, can't find anything to put on the, even though I gave you a jockstrap for Christmas, titties and balls. And what a fantasy bowl it was. Oh my goodness, some stats coming in just a moment. 96 for Sid's team, 93 for the T&B. If you're Sid, Patrick Mahomes was worth every penny. He notched 26. Christian McCaffrey, who, let's be honest, was the engineer, the conductor of this runaway train as we headed down the tracks. And then the Bears defense with 10. All of his players were above 5. You're Deesum, an amazing showing, 93 points, of course, only 3 behind what Sid Hagen put up. Alvin Kamara, 20 points. Darian Williams. Now, on the live episode, we mentioned that there was no reason for John to carry a second kicker. And we said because that we have gotten rid of the waiver wire rule in the postseason. And the man that sat directly to my left, Ryan Deesum, went like this. How funny would it have been had Darian Williams notched just a couple extra points and been the pickup of the week of the year and gotten Deesum these Fantasy Bowl championship? Instead, he fell short. Still a great week for him. Andrew Luck, 18, the Rams, 11. Deesum had options. Matt Ryan on the bench, 30 points. Mark Ingram on the bench, 8.5 points. When Tariq Cohen only put up 0.5, there's your difference. We saw it with Eric this year. We saw it with me this year. I guess, kind of, although I was never going to start Jared Goff no matter how much Salty threw at me. If you had two quarterbacks, you didn't have one. That's kind of like that other old saying about kickers, but more, I guess, on that later. Well, we've really covered that to death. You lost by 3. You had all sorts of points on the bench. This is absolutely 100% a what might have been moment for Ryan Deesum. Now, combined points, 189. That is the second highest point total ever. 192 back in 2013 and 2012. The lowest scoring point game in the history of the FTFL was 104. Just for contrast, 189 was second highest, 192 highest, 104 back in 2006 when Jeff Markser took on Joe and his Naked Warriors. Joe put up 71. Jeff Markser in a fantasy bowl, where the two best teams are supposed to be there. Now, of course, it doesn't always happen, but you should be halfway decent if you're there. 32 points by Jeff Markser in that fantasy bowl. What a stinker. This tied for the second closest fantasy bowl ever in FTFL League history. 2 points was the difference between the Monkeys and Bazinga. 57 to 55 back in 2015. Again, that was 112, not the lowest, but still a pretty low, only decided by 2 points. And then another 3-point game back in, let's see here, what year was it? In 2004, when Jeff beat Sid 90 to 87 in what will always affectionately be known as the Vanderjack game, when Colts kicker Mike Vanderjack was granted an overtime period, kicked an extra field goal, Sid Hagen loses, Jeff Markser wins, and of course it is one of his 3 FTFL championships, and the guy he beat in that FTFL championship fantasy bowl now has a 3rd title of his own. However, John remains the only back-to-back champion in league history. Sid moves his overall fantasy bowl record up to 3-3, while Deesum's fantasy bowl record falls to 2-2. An amazing game. It came down to the 4th quarter. It was back and forth. Couldn't have asked for any more out of that game. And oddly enough, the 3rd place game was even closer. But before that, to put a bow on his championship run, and I guess now his new reign as champ in our league, a message from the owner of Sid's team, Sid Hagen.
Welcome all you participants of the FTFL. I, your new king of the FTFL, Sid Hagen, would like to thank you all for participating this year and award you all participation trophies. We don't like to make anybody feel bad. Thank you to the former king of the FTFL, Brett the Hulkamaniacs, for your pitiful reign of the FTFL, always having losing seasons and never, ever being competitive. That's why you're ousted. That's why the new king had to take over and show you all how to run the league. First of all, during my championship run in the final game of the season, I would like to thank Patrick Mahomes with a stellar game and stellar performance throughout the season. I would also like to thank Christian McCaffrey for coming over to the king of the FTFL this year from your Saggy Titty and Balls, Ryan Deesum's team. Thank you for showing how hard and disappointed you were in being traded from his team and wreaking revenge towards Ryan Deesum. Also, a player and actually more of a team, not even associated with King of the FTFL, that played a huge role in our championship week. I would like to thank the Pittsburgh Steelers defense and special teams. You may have allowed Alvin Kamara to score 2 touchdowns and have over 100 total yards. Yes, that may have been true. But you also blocked a 50-yard Will Lutz field goal that would have sealed the victory for Ryan Deesum's and his Saggy Titty and Balls. So, a special thanks goes out to the Pittsburgh defense and special teams. Now, to all you royal subjects of the FTFL, I would like to tell you, no team has been more dominant over the past 10 years than your king of the FTFL. And that is why I am declaring myself king of the FTFL. 3 championships and 4 appearances over that time frame. No team has more of either in those categories. Ryan, you may have tried, but to no avail. Your king is the champion. And now I would like to thank the Minnesota Vikings for their win tomorrow over the Bears and making it into the playoffs and leaving and watching those poor Packers from the sidelines on their vacation homes. It's a pity. Should have been there. Greatest quarterback in the league? Maybe not. This is your king. I will see you next year on the draft. To all your royal subjects, behave, or I will have to behead you just like I did the former king of the FTFL, Brett the Hulkamaniacs. To all, Happy New Year's, and goodbye.
I don't know where to start. Now, Sid was kind enough to send me that message. I love, Sid, that you're using the present I gave to you. I appreciate that. I want to know if your wife knows you stole one of her bras to wear in your head. I think that's what that was. I couldn't quite tell. Now, of course, Sid's message sent a couple days prior to the Vikings game in which they lost and missed the playoffs. Oh, to that I say, dilly dilly, Minnesota Vikings. Now, before that message from our new champ, I mentioned the third place game even closer than the championship game, and it was the Radioactive Monkeys at 101.5, edging John Linkowitz, captain, of course, of Team Linkowitz, 101. Antonio Brown, 31 points. Well, thankfully, you got him that week and not the following week when he missed Saturday's practice and then was sat out for the entire game. That would have stung. Mike Evans, 15. DeAndre Hopkins, 10.5. Oddly enough, and maybe not so much that Salty's wide receivers are the ones that rose to the occasion in that game. They really kept his team afloat all season long. The Philip Lindsay, Eric Ebron, late season surges that they had, 3 points and 1.5 respectively. Now, Philip Lindsay got himself that one play, got hurt, and then was out. But that was all that he needed. For John, Zach Ertz, 24. Saquon Barkley, Derrick Henry, 12.5 apiece. Juju Smith-Schuster with 11.5. Cordero Patterson, 4.5. And Kai Fairbairn, 6 points. That's right. Kai Fairbairn, not. Stephen Gostkowski played, wouldn't have mattered. They both got 6. Oddly enough, not the highest scoring players on a team. Who knew that kickers didn't carry that much weight? Maybe all of us. John really didn't have a lot of help on his bench outside of Calvin Ridley, and of course not wanting to give up that rookie keeper exemption for him, which is fine. John finishes 4th place, far better than he has in any recent year. Missed out on 3rd place and some money, and of course the coveted trophy. Now, not either of them playing for what was the FTFL championship like I won in 2003, but pride and a few dollars on the line for that one. Now, of course, when Week 16 wrapped up, for all intents and purposes, the FTFL season was over. Except for the annual Pizza Bowl pitting Log Cabin Pizza owners Adam Saltmarsh versus Jeff Markser, and open for anyone to throw out the challenge, the annual Coach Gimme One More Chance Bowl. Now, Markser and Salty did renew the rivalry, gave Saltmarsh a chance to beat him yet again, and he did. I figured, well, why not? Why not just throw caution to the wind? It's not really a game that counts. However, I've been told that yes, it does, which of course led to quite hysterically our last and final decent moment of the year. But I called out Ryan Deesum. I was 2-17 against him. I figured, yeah, nothing's on the line. Why not? I got nothing to lose. And then I lost. Pizza Bowl, 110 for the Monkeys, 60.5 for Markser. Markser finishes the season with a 6-game losing streak. It has been a month and a half since Jeff Markser won a fantasy bowl, and it is going to be near 9 months. If he were to win in week 1 of the 2019 season, that's a long time to go without a feeling of success. You can tell us all about it, Jeff Markser, and how you handle it. Maybe you'll put together a memoir of my 2019 offseason. We'll wait eagerly for that. For the Give Me One More Chance Bowl, like I said, I called out Ryan Deesum. On the first play of the game, Aaron Rodgers got hurt, and it all fell horribly apart from that point forward. 106.5 for the T&B, 54.5 for me. I fall to 2-18. And again, I said, well, it really doesn't matter. It really is not even a sanctioned game. He's like, no. Ryan said, no. That counts. It's all there in the standings. It is part of FTFL lore. Which then also pointed out to me, Alvin Kamara didn't play. Therefore, you didn't have a complete lineup. Mind you, you still beat the crap out of me, but, and it's a big but, just like those T&B, you find yourself on the final part of the show before we wrap this up. Stud of the week, Patrick Mahomes, boom, 26 points. Antonio Brown, 31, helped their team to respective championship. Dud of the week, Tariq Cohen, half point. Terrible. You cost your team, and you cost for everything. Not only a win, not even a lot of money, but third league championship for Ryan Deesum. Now, I only have one. I'm working on it. We'll see if I can get there. But Mr. Deesum, you're not leaving this one empty-handed. No. Because in the Give Me One More Chance Bowl that absolutely positively matters, because you told me it does, you submitted an incomplete lineup. Therefore, you owe the rest of the league $5, making you the final Deesum update of the week. Who goes into a Give Me One More Chance final week throwaway game and accepts the challenge and then enters an incomplete lineup? I'll tell you who. You did. That's right, the final one of the year. And boy, oh boy, that pretty much does it. It's a bit bittersweet. We get to the end, all the excitement that championship week brings, and then it's over like that. 7 months until we get back at this again. Where will you be Saturday, August 24th, 2019? I'll tell you at the draft. Make plans. Write it down. Tell your girlfriend, tell your wife, tell the mail carrier, anyone who you think might remind you of the draft so that you don't forget it. Set an alert on your phone while you got a chance. Do it now. And at that draft, we will have a brand new commissioner. I do believe Sid Hagan has accepted the role of commissioner. Thank you to Ryan Deesum and Adam Swart for taking on those responsibilities over the last few years. A couple other thank yous. A huge thank you to Adam Saltmarsh this year. You made a lot of things possible on the weekly update. You gave us a little bit of Don't Be Salty throughout the weeks. You helped Bart on his mission to track down Brett's 7 cents. A lot of that stuff not possible without your expertise and time. Thank you for that. Sid, I thank you for all the times you appeared on the show over the years, this year in particular. A huge asset you are when you are here. And really to all of you, including, well, actually, no thank you, Well, you know what? Thank you, Le'Veon Bell, for allowing me a running joke that lasted the season long. Every time a bell rings, Le'Veon Bell he skips a game. Ha! All right, and with that, last, I just want to thank all of you for a fun season. Fantasy football, again, is an absolute made-up sport. It's silly, and on its face, like I kind of said last week, it's dumb. But I love it. And I love sitting here each and every week, and I love that we're a part of this league. And I look forward to seeing most of you fishing here very, very soon. Lastly, Andrew McBride, keep getting better. Keep working. Keep fighting. We're behind you. And for the very last time of this 2018 FTFL season,
I'm on the highway to hell. Peace.
We'll be right back.